This is City Cast Pittsburgh. I'm Megan Harris, and here's what Pittsburgh's talking about.
Producer Sophia Lo here in for Megan today. I was born and raised in New Jersey, so the two delicacies I have a lot of opinions about are pizza and bagels. Pittsburgh's pizza scene has been growing for years, and you can absolutely find a delicious slice. But what about our bagel shops? Can you actually get a good bagel here in the Burgh? We're revisiting an episode where I made our team drive all around the city to collect bagels and cream cheese for the ultimate taste test, so we could answer this question once and for all.
Sophia, Mallory, how do you say it? Is it bagel or I can't even do this other one? Bagel? Bagel?
Bagel.
It's a bagel to me.
Bagel. Yeah.
Mallory, don't you do the other one? I feel like when we were talking about this and you weren't thinking about it, you said bagel.
I don't think so.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to do you dirty like that. I was CityCast producers Mallory Falk and Sophia Lo talking about why, or I guess whether, Pittsburgh doesn't have a better bagel scene. I've seen so much criticism about this since I moved here, and I don't even know if it's justified.
Oh, I've seen a lot of criticism too. I am also the criticism, but I'm from New Jersey, so to be fair, if I go anywhere else, the bagel scene usually isn't as good as my hometown.
So you'd complain about anywhere, not just Pittsburgh.
No, yeah. I mean, yes, I complain everywhere, so no, not just Pittsburgh, but certainly I've been to cities that have a better bagel scene.
I think we had a gap. I remember growing up in the 90s, we had spots like Bagel Land and Bagel Nosh that in my memory were top tier.
The names
and then I think there was
top
a dark
tier.
period. Yes.
Bagel Land, I like it. Straight and to the point.
I remember getting a fresh piping hot chocolate chip bagel at one of them. I'm not sure which. As a 5-year-old, that was fantastic. That wouldn't be my go-to order.
That's fine.
Now as an adult. But I think then there was a dark period, but now we're starting to see more offerings again. So I don't know. All of that is to say we could be doing better, but there was a period when we were doing worse.
That's so diplomatic. I also just love thinking about the idea of a bagel as a gateway drug. You need a flavor to get you hooked so that you want to buy forever.
I am not getting down with a warm chocolate chip bagel. That sounds bad.
That's kind of your thing, right? Because you obviously had extremely strong opinions about this as someone from New Jersey. I thought this was so funny as we were talking about figuring out how to do a taste test, which is what this is. But Sophia, you said just off the cuff, absolutely no sweet bagels to be considered.
Yes, because I had a little plan and sent everyone out to pick up bagels. And I said, I will roast you on mic if you get a sweet bagel. Those are for children. If you even put strawberry cream cheese close to my face, I will look at you repulsed. If you're a child, fine. Okay, I'm not going to yell at a child for their bagel order. When I was a kid, I did in fact have
judge.
strawberry cream cheese. But I grew out of it. I evolved. I know better now.
I did get what you asked me to get, but then I also got French toast and cinnamon raisin and some other ones just for me.
That's fine. Keep it in your house, please. I'm not here to yuck anyone's yum, but I just have personally very strong preferences. If you want something sweet, go get a donut.
I mean, this is part of anytime CityCast Pittsburgh sets out on a taste test journey, we always try to declare our biases, right? I had literally none going into this whole thing. I grew up in the South. I don't think I even tasted a bagel until I dated someone from Long Island well into adulthood. So this was...
I like a Long Island bagel. You eat it while looking over the ocean. That's really nice.
Yeah, the choppy, foul-smelling ocean. Correct. So this wasn't a thing that I felt strongly about, but it sounded like you two had at least food memories and parameters that you were playing around with.
Yeah, I don't know that I had super strong criteria that. I'll leave that to the New Yorkers and New York adjacent people like Sophia.
Some New Yorkers going to come for me saying I'm completely wrong.
That's probably fair. But yeah, I see, as a Jew, bagels are kind of the food of my people. But I also think that's why it's a little bit confusing to me that we don't have more options because, Pittsburgh is one of the only cities in the US that still has a highly Jewish neighborhood in the city. And so it surprises me that there aren't more options in Squirrel Hill or weren't until Pigeon came on the scene. You'd think we'd have a very vibrant bagel scene here.
Yeah, and I think that kind of contributes to what you were talking about, Mallory, about like the dark period until, some new spots started to pop up, which leads us to today because we tried to round out as many of them as we could reasonably get to. Obviously, we did not try every bagel spot in Western Pennsylvania. We tried to prioritize the ones where bagels are the main thing. So like we weren't able to get to like Lola's or Curbside on the Run, which we've heard good things about.
I've had both of them. I love them, but I think their main thing is like bagel sandwiches that you maybe, especially Lola's, like you sit down to order, not like the kind of place that has like their 20 flavors you grab and you go.
Yeah, that was the thing. We wanted to be able to walk in and order day of. No need to like do a ton of planning ahead. I mean, we planned ahead, but like it didn't go crazy.
Yeah, and we really kept it to brick and mortars here. I've heard amazing things about, for example, Everything Sesame Plain, but that's a place where you have to they do kind of batch orders. You need to order in advance on a certain day and go pick it up in a parking lot.
I love the culture of parking lot pickups here in Pittsburgh. We will do an episode about that at some point.
Yes, I've also heard, good things about early bird bagels where you go to somebody's house. So we will definitely have a future episode about roundabout ways to get great food in the city. But for this one, criteria was it's got to be a brick and mortar. You got to be able to walk in and instantly satisfy that bagel craving.
And then I made everyone get Everything Bagels at each spot, just so, we had like a standard kind of something for a fair comparison. But, I'm not going to limit anyone. So I also asked people to pick out like fan favorites or just anything that looked good. I guess for Megan, you got French toast, but hid it from me.
I mean, I completely lost the parameters. I could not log in the morning we were buying these. So I think I bought like 6 or 8 bagels. I went way too hard. You came in with the
most, which was fine. For cream cheese, we also picked up cream cheese from each spot, but we were a little looser with that just because lots of different places have lots of different flavors. Mm-hmm. So once again, I just said savory.
Yes. And I think with the exception of the free one I was given, everyone did actually follow those rules.
Yes. Yeah, probably because once again, I kept making fun of people who have sweet bagels.
But I don't care. You making fun of me is really part of the City Cast brand. Your criteria, though, like how we were required to judge the bagels and the bagel places was sending me throughout this process.
Oh, yes. Okay. So we did a taste test at Fulton Commons, our co-working space. We did not have an access to a toaster, at least as far as I could tell. Maybe there was one in the back room, but I didn't want anyone to toast their bagels. I'm not going to lie. I like a toasted bagel. It sounded like, Megan, you had only eaten bagels toasted.
I've never once eaten a bagel that was not toasted. It never even occurred to me that was a thing until you were like, no toasting.
And then I pulled up the Good Bagel Manifesto that's on Serious Eats by J. Kenji Lopez Alt to prove that I'm not the only one out here eating an untoasted bagel. I think when they're fresh, you should be able to eat them and enjoy it untoasted.
But that's the thing, though. You were waxing poetic about texture and flavor, and you were right.
Yes.
I'm just here to say you were correct. You taught me a lot. And now I feel like you've also, unfortunately, ruined me for future bagels. Because used to, I just ordered them and was like, oh, this will be fine because all bagels are the same. And that is not true.
No, I am guiding you to the better bagels. I help you dial in what you like about a bagel. Texture, by the way I think about that, I was like, it can't feel like thick bread. For my bagels, I like a little bit of chew on the outside, but then still a soft interior. They're usually, I think, a good way to judge this by looking at a bagel. If, you're behind the counter looking at them, it has a little bit of shine on the outside. And then flavor, they taste pretty different. Even in Everything Bagel, some are more sesame-y, some are heavier on the poppy seed, that kind of thing. I was going for balance. And if, we were having a flavored bagel, we had a pizza bagel, for example, from Pigeon, did it actually taste like pizza, or was it more you threw in the pizza spices, you threw in the herbs, but that didn't come through. Stay tuned to listen to see where that landed. And then I also just had us, think about cream cheese. Did we like the texture? Because some are fluffier, kind of whipped. Did it have enough seasoning? Did it deliver on the flavor? That kind of thing.
Yes.
Which I acknowledge still also leaves a lot of room for personal interpretation. But, that's the kind of thing I was encouraging everyone to think about.
And I think it's the flavor piece of all that I've never stopped to consider, because I only have ever ordered ordered it as a sandwich, or I just toasted it, dressed it, never tried it plain or like, straight out of the bag from the shop. Now I will think differently about that because, Sophia, some of these bagels we tried had not a lick of flavor, or certainly not the flavor that was advertised. So I think that's the part that like sort of blew me away. Like, of course, flavor is subjective, but I just had never stopped to taste the bread product before, which is my bad. I've learned now. So let's get into the bagels themselves. We put these roughly in order of preference. Honorable mentions first, but I should note we do not all agree on what our actual favorite bagel or product is that we tried. We did like something from everywhere that we went to, so we have nothing but nice things to say.
No absolute flops.
Yes.
So that in itself is a victory.
Yeah, this was a learning experience. I cannot emphasize that enough. So we'll start with Phat Bagel.
Yes, I've had them at the Bloomfield Farmers Market, and I was excited to go into the store and get like their full variety of options because what they really advertise is like a cream cheese bar, Cold Stone style. They'll do mix-ins for you.
Whoa.
Lots of customization.
Yeah, and their brick and mortar is in Bloomfield. I actually did not realize that it was kind of like a Cold Stone style situation because, Sophia, you hand delivered us the cream cheese.
Yeah, Sophia, you didn't sell that enough. I love that.
Yes, I all think we thought the cream cheese was delicious. I got it with Calabrian chilies. But the bagel themselves, I was sort of met on because the everything bagel, I did not think was very seasoned. One thing I'm always thinking about if I'm getting an everything bagel is, are there seeds on the top and the bottom? It needs to be all around the bagel. Phat Bagel, unfortunately, only on the top. And the bagel also didn't really have a hole in it. It was more of a Kaiser roll vibes. So that I think is more style points, but maybe I got a batch that was just a little puffier or something. I don't know, because I've had them before. Their bagels have holes in them usually.
I was about to say, you docked so many points for the not having a hole, but personally, I think that's like kind of a good thing because then you have more surface area. Like, for example,
for their top tier cream cheese.
For the top tier cream cheese, if you like to make it into a sandwich, like, a bacon, egg, and cheese or something, it actually helps to not have the hole because then the dippy egg does not seep through everything. So I actually think this could be a win depending on your use.
That's a good point, I guess, but I don't know. Not for me. It was giving Kaiser roll.
We cannot say enough good things, though, about that Calabrian chili cream cheese. Like, I was eating it on everyone's bagels.
Oh, yeah. Me too.
That was hands down my favorite cream cheese of the day. And I do think, this is not my first choice, but I think if you want like a very bready, chewy bagel, then Phat Bagel is probably the way to go for you.
And, for what it's worth, I see people out the door all the time when I pass by. So they're clearly doing something right.
Yeah, absolutely.
I definitely want to go back and try their specialty bagels, too, because I guess I went a little later in the day. I went around 9. They open up at like 5 or 6. And my selection was like a little more limited.
I think a future visit is in order. Next on our list, Pigeon Bagels, which came to Squirrel Hill some years ago. I think it was just pre-COVID because all my first visits were like in the COVID protection lines, masked up, lines fully around the block. People were desperate for community interaction and everybody was willing to wait forever in those lines.
And the lines still can get pretty long. Like if you're going on a weekend morning, I think, Sophia, you're the one with the pro tip of like, invite a friend who you've been meaning to catch up with so that you can stand in line and have a casual chat.
Yep, that was my COVID technique. I went on so many friend dates waiting in line at Pigeon Bagels.
I picked up the bagels from Pigeon and it was just the most Pittsburgh experience that I show up there. And of course, standing directly in front of me in line is one of my high school teachers. And so we got to have our little catch up waiting, but it just felt extremely Pittsburgh in like the best way.
I really enjoyed Pigeon Bagels, the seasoning all the way around, a ton of seeds. It actually delivered like even a little crunch if you're into that. We had like an herby dilly cream cheese and I thought the dill flavor fantastic. My one point against Pigeon is that like I feel like their bagels are a little smaller. Actually, no, we saw them all in person. They were definitely a little smaller.
They were a lot smaller than everyone else's, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they're any cheaper. And like Pigeon Bagel still absolutely has my heart for the pizza bagel, which was absolutely delicious. Did in fact taste like pizza. That was their monthly special. And we tried these in March. So definitely keep an eye on their menu when it comes around. But like I am so excited to go back for more specialty flavors because that really hit.
Yeah, even though Pigeon didn't win for me in like the battle of the everything bagels, that pizza bagel was my favorite of the day. It was very tomato basil forward. So if you're imagining like something you would have put in the microwave as a child, like when pizza's on a bagel, you can get pizza anytime. Those were not the vibes. These were very elevated. And I did really like Sophia, you mentioned you're really looking for the balance of all the everything seasoning. Pigeon was a little more poppy forward, and I liked that. Like, I love poppy seed. So for me, this was like the right flavoring.
Mallory, you also noted that you thought they had some of like the cutest branding and packaging, which I thought was just like an extra little note, you know?
Yes, they have a cute little bagel mascot on their bags that if you've ever gone there, I'm sure you're familiar with. And like that kitschy element really adds to the full experience. So I did love my little to-go bag. The other thing I really like about Pigeon is that they have some nice other like Jewish baked goods there that you can get, like babka. During Passover, you can get hamantaschen. So it helps give that vibe that I think some of us have been mourning for like 30 years now, which makes me feel so old.
Yeah, I mean, to use my newfound bagel knowledge, like a shinier top than a lot of the other bagels we tried. What felt like, I think, Sophia, you put it well, like almost a crunch around it. To your point, seasonings top and bottom. But I didn't feel like I could taste the bread as well because the toppings dominated. That said, we tried a number of specialty ones from them. Like it wasn't just pizza. Like there was a marble, was it rye that like was kind of like twirled around. That thing was delicious. It was so good and was such a good carrier, like flavorful carrier for all the other cream cheeses we put on it. I don't think there was a single one left of that.
Yeah, I think the flavors are fantastic. It just was like a smidge chewier than I like. Like, I think it took me longer to chew through the sample of Pigeon than any of the other samples.
Maybe that's a good thing, though. Maybe you want to really chew on your food for a while.
A New Yorker might tell me exactly that's what you're supposed to want.
All right. And these last three were the ones that I think we all collectively loved the most. Although I think I'm standing alone with mine. You two had more in line with each other.
Yes, Balena Bagels was by far my favorite. They're in the South Hills, and I would happily wake up early for them, cross a river, cross a bridge. This was top tier for me, once again, for the everything bagel. Seeds all around it. I thought this had a good crunch, but it was soft inside. Like, this didn't feel quite as, like, chewy or, like, crispy as Pigeon Bagels. The scallion cream cheese was really good, too. Definitely a little lighter and a little bit more whipped, which is not my preference.
Oh, it was extremely whipped, and I loved it for that.
I'm a whipped cream cheese girlie.
I absolutely stole this cream cheese and brought it home. Sorry, y'all.
I took the Calabrian chili, so, you know.
I will be doing Balena Bagels, Phat Bagel cream cheese.
Oh, okay. Hot tip.
That's true. You can mix and match, as we've learned. I had a tie for top two. And so for me, Balena was up there because it had such a great flavor and a great texture. It was my second favorite texture, which I'll get to in a second. But yeah, I thought it was so flavorful. It was like truly what you imagine when you imagine an everything bagel.
And also the other bagels we had from Balena were really delicious. Like the rosemary bagel was amazing. I feel like it had like a little bit of olive oil in it. And I was peeping at their menu afterwards. They have a za'atar bagel that looks really good, like a garlic bread type of thing. So I'm excited to go in person because newsletter editor Francesca DeBecco picked them up. They also have like a shakshuka bagel sandwich. So more things to think about. I really got to go to these places and get bagel sandwiches.
That sounds so intriguing because I don't understand how it wouldn't just all sort of like immediately like splutter out of the bagel. I'm curious how they keep it all intact.
I mean, I've never had a bagel sandwich that doesn't splutter a little bit. I like that word.
But shakshuka is even...
It's a sauce, so
dippier.
I'm not here to stay clean if I'm eating a bagel sandwich.
So next up was Three Brothers Bagels, which to me, this tied with Balena. Like Balena had the edge with flavor, but Three Brothers had the edge with texture. It was the perfect level of chewiness. I just really enjoyed the Three Brothers experience.
I was not happy when I opened the bag at first because one of our everything bagels, like one half was completely covered in sesame seeds and the other was completely covered in poppy seeds. And I was like, red flag, red flag. And maybe I was right in terms of the flavor because that didn't really pack a punch the way some of the other everything bagels did. I thought that their texture was fine. I mean, I would happily eat Three Brothers again, just not my top.
Yeah, I thought the flavor was perfectly fine. I thought both Three Brothers and Balena needed a touch more salt in their everything seasoning. Like not a ton, but just like a little to bring out all the flavor of everything.
Good note. Good note.
See, I'm working on it, Sophia. You're teaching me. I'm still not as picky as you, but like I'm working on it. My favorite among the bunch that we tried was Burgh Bagels. It has a McKees Rocks address, but do not be fooled. That is almost to the airport. Took me forever to find it, but I would go back. I thought it had a really great texture. And because we tried these like among the first, it changed how I was tasting these things. Like I didn't just have like one whole bite together. I did that, but I would start with just the bready portion and taste that and then take a whole bite with seasoning. I think it made me appreciate the flavor of the bread texture itself more. And this is the one that like the bread by itself to me had the best flavor for the everything bagel.
This one I found more onion forward. So if that's your flavor, I'd say this is for you.
Maybe that's why I loved it. I love an onion.
Yeah, this one felt a little sweeter too.
Yes, that's what I was going to say, which like I actually surprisingly liked okay. That little touch of sweetness. But I found it a little bit bready. Like the breadier the bagels were, I think the less I was into them.
Yeah, I feel like I'm learning a lot about myself right now. Onion, yes. Slight sweetness, yes. Right amount of sea salt, absolutely. That kind of tracks as to why this would be one of my favorites. They also had a garlic bagel that was fantastic.
I did like the garlic.
So did Pigeon Bagel. They had an excellent garlic bagel. Those were so good.
But now I've got to ask, like, can you get a good bagel in Pittsburgh? I feel like this is the really contentious debate that we set out in part to answer.
I mean, I thought Einstein Brothers was the same as everybody else before we did this episode.
No, Megan,
I've learned.
Megan.
I was incorrect.
I can't believe you're comfortable saying that on microphone to an audience.
No, we are who we are. We have our own experiences, and y'all are broadening mine, and I appreciate you. That's all. I've learned the difference now.
I think, yes, I have found bagels that will satisfy my cravings, but that's still not going to stop me from anytime I'm back in New Jersey loading up and filling my freezer with bagels. I usually buy like 1 or 2 baker's dozens when I go see my parents.
Yes, I feel like I'm not the most equipped to answer this because I'm not the world's biggest bagel snob, but I think
like
especially
Sophia.
Okay, the other thing is my favorite bagel is an egg everything bagel, and I don't think egg bagels are very popular outside of New York and New Jersey.
I don't even know what that is.
So I would say, to me, my answer is yes. Sometimes it might involve driving a little bit, but you can, in fact, get a decent bagel in Pittsburgh.
I think they're good. I think almost everything we tried was good, but I realized that my standards are looser than y'all's. Anyway, this was a very fun experiment. So, Sophia, thank you for insisting we do it.
Yes, thank you for indulging me and thank you for all your help also driving everywhere because I could not hit up all these places myself. And if, you think there's other bagels we should be trying, whether it's a completely different store or maybe just something that is on the menu at one of these places, please call our bagel hotline. Also, hot takes, disagree with me, we can fight on the phone. You can call 412-212-8893.
Thanks, y'all.
That's all for today here on City Cast Pittsburgh. By the way, the bagel of the month at Pigeon right now is pickle, and I am betting we will see a lot more pickle specials as we get closer to Picklesburgh. And our neighbor, Ashley J, wrote in to tell us how much she loved them. She said the bagel was coated with dill pickle seasoning and the flavor is just right, not too overpowering. Thank you so much for letting us know, Ashley, and if you want to join Ashley in supporting us, sign up at membership.citycast.fm. You get perks like ad-free listening, invites to exclusive members events, and so much more. We'll be back tomorrow with more from around the city. See you then.
So I did love my little to-go bag.
I see how the bagel would have come through for Mallory.
See, I'm not wrong. I was thinking it too.